Fred, the spring waters in Berkeley Springs, West Virginia are America's very first spa. It's known as a place for healing and relaxation since before the United States was formed. Native Americans and early settlers used the springs for therapeutic and healing purposes. Welcome to the Apothecary in Berkeley Springs. Panhandle Apothecary is directly across the street from the springs.
I appreciate that.
And this is Lorraine, who owns the apothecary here in Berkeley Springs.
Hi, John. How are you?
Lorraine, several days ago, we were in Winchester at your shop there on the Old Town Mall, and we were totally enchanted by the shop and your story. And when you started talking about Berkeley Springs, Fred and I decided this is a must to come and see you here.
Well, I certainly appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for talking with us about your experience, and give us a little background about why you are located here in Berkeley Springs.
So part of the reason why we chose this space in Berkeley Springs is many moons ago, my family and I did a road trip and we ended up in Berkeley Springs, and there was something very, very magical about it. So fast forward, we sold all of our houses and moved to Berkeley Springs, and no one had any inclination that that's what we wanted to do. But the town itself spoke to us. And so we ended up here in Berkeley Springs 35 years ago. There's something so incredibly magnetizing and special about Berkeley Springs. This particular location right here, when it became available 2 years ago, and I had the opportunity to come over and see it, and the fact that the building itself sits over the water here in Berkeley Springs. Berkeley Springs is known as the nation's first spa. And the stories that we hear from people, they bus people in from all over the country just to come and get the Berkeley Springs water.
I've heard that before, yeah.
And it's kind of fascinating. The water holds some true mystical and spiritual healing in it, and that's as much as I can say. It's just phenomenal. So of course, to have found this location that sits over top of the water, where I can have a deck off the back, and you can actually sit and look at the water while you're having a tea ceremony, that was a no-brainer for me.
So it fits your requirements as well.
It fit more than just my requirements. I didn't even know I had those requirements until I saw the space.
It sounds a little bit like it's a spiritual situation for you.
It is.
So when you discovered Berkeley Springs with your family, how old were you at that time?
I was 30 years old.
30 years old.
Yep.
Okay.
My husband and I had just bought our first house in the city.
Okay.
My brother had just bought his first house in the city. And we were just out here for a day trip. And when we got back from the day trip, my mom and dad said, "We've fallen in love with Berkeley Springs. I think we're going to sell." And so we all just said, "Well, if you're moving, we're moving." And literally we uprooted 3 households, and we were here within 6 months.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Tell me about tea dust. You said something about tea dust.
Well, so we were talking about American tea plantations, and there is one here in the United States. I believe it's down in Kentucky, 20, 30 years old. So I'm sure it's a lovely facility. But if I had the choice to purchase tea leaves that came from 20-year-old bushes, or tea leaves that came from 250-year-old trees, I would prefer to go with the older tea trees, because they have such a history. They're literally steeped in history. And I find that one thing that I do love so much about tea ceremony also is no tea ceremony will be the same. If we brewed this tea that we did this morning in the exact same manner tomorrow morning, it will taste completely different. And So it teaches you, again, to stay present in the moment, because you can never recapture that moment again in time, ever. I learned that lesson. There was a tea, it was called a Jinjin Mei. It's one of the world's most expensive teas. And I had bought a couple of grams of it years ago, and I fell in love with it. And I can't even describe it. I can't describe the flavor. It was more of a feeling that it gave me. And so the next year I thought, well, I'll just buy Jinjin Mei again, right? So I bought it. Nope.
Not the same.
Not this. It was delicious, but I you know, and it teaches us you can't recreate the past. You know, you have to enjoy it for what it was and when it was, and move on. It becomes a part of you, but you'll never be able to go back to it.
Something prophetic about that statement.
Sohail said something very interesting to me after we did the tea ceremony. I'm a therapist, and even though I don't work much anymore, would it be possible for me to do some kind of a, because I meet with my clients for 50 minutes, not
Right.
for 3 hours, some kind of a breathing, if I took a lesson at your
Sure.
store down in Winchester?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, because it doesn't have to be 5 teas that you're sampling.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be, you know, the tea. There, like I said earlier, the only rule is that there are no rules, and so you can make it as short, as meaningful, or as long. You know, I always allow for the tea to tell me and take me where it needs to go,
Yeah.
and you'll know.
Like I can envision even this late in my career, I can envision having a little tea ceremony at the beginning of our session.
Correct.
You know,
To set the tone.
to set the tone.
Yes, and you can buy the little board. That's what I do. I traveled with the team.
Portable.
100%.
Yeah.
You see, we have a big one.
Yeah.
You can have a small one.
Okay.
Portable, 2 cups, little guy one. That's it. The only thing that you need is a good water and to heat it up at
At the appropriate temperature.
yeah. That's it.
That's the attention to detail.
So you have a way of heating the water up and knowing what temperature it is?
Yes. Well, right here we've got a kettle that has all the temperatures
Oh,
on
I
it.
see, I
Green
see,
team.
I see.
But what I generally tell
180.
people, you don't need anything that
Yeah.
fancy.
I was
You
gonna
could
say,
just bring your water to a boil.
Yeah.
If it's black tea, use boiling water. If you're doing green tea, wait 3 minutes. It'll cool down enough to 180 degrees.
so boil it and wait for it.
Wait.
Mhm.
If you're doing something more delicate like a white or a yellow, wait 7 minutes.
Okay. This stuff I would need to write down.
Sure.
So I can maybe come to your
You know,
shop
but
sometime?
sure, but you know, I'd start off with a really delicious black tea. It's simple.
Okay. In the bags that you buy? at the
No,
store? No.
bags.
See, I don't
Bags
know.
are the devil.
This is what I would need to learn from you.
Yeah.
The details.
Yeah.
The devil's
And we-
in the details.
We have so many. I'll somewhere in here I'll look and see. I have my very, very favorite traveling gaiwan and tea vessel that I have. It's a one-piece unit.
Okay.
So it's just all done in glass.
Yeah.
And it's got a glass strainer in it. So you get to watch the tea leaves unfold.
Mm.
You watch the tea leaves dance.
Mhm.
And then you just pour it in the 2 cups. You don't
Yeah.
need to have anything. And that's what I love. You know, I was away on vacation last week and I didn't bring any of this, but I brought my tea. So I thought, I had no strainer. I had nothing. What was I going to do? I boiled my water and I drank it grandpa style. And grandpa style only indicates that you put the tea leaves in there and then you wait about 5 minutes. The tea leaves will sink to the bottom and you very gingerly sip off the top.
Fascinating.
So that's another way to do it.
Yes.
You know, if you follow,
This sounds very variable. That's not the
Yes.
word I want. Flexible.
It is-
Different ways.
there are no rules.
You know, nuance.
Right.
Different ways. Yeah.
You know, so many people, when they hear the word ceremony, they think that it's so rigid and
Yes.
strict. It's
yeah.
not what it's about.
So where would I buy black tea? Not in the bag.
I can get you some. We've got them here.
Oh, you got them
Yeah.
here. I see. Okay.
Sure.
And then anyway, that I don't want to repeat my questions, but you say you have this traveling one. You said a small
Yeah, we're
one.
gonna show you everything.
Oh, okay.
And I just wanted to add, I remember sitting and waiting for the doctor appointment, and I have my portable tea. And I met a girl, she was waiting as well, and we had a little tea ceremony together because I have 2 cups.
Right.
I just boil, and we had beautiful conversation
Mm.
while waiting for the appointment.
Mm.
So this is how you meet people. This is how you connect. And
This connection.
yeah,
Our YouTube program, John and I, it was John's the brainchild. 2.5 years ago, he said, "Fred, based on the connection of our friendship, because we have a very special friendship, John and I. It has a really neat history."
I see how John looks.
He said we should do a YouTube program, and at the heart of it is human connection. So I really
Yes.
resonate with everything you're telling me.